Uh... Greetings, YouTube. Yeah, I've worked my way back into the WGS Arcade. We're back with more boob Tenshi. And, yeah, that's Michele that's straddling us. It's a kind of a nice view. But I think apparently Michele has been trying to make a point. So, let's see. Michele, what are you? I've been working so hard down here, Kenji. I think I deserve some fun and downtime, just like the other two girls. So try me. Her face lowered, getting close to mine, her chest pushed against mine, her cleavage pouring into my vision. It's not like that at all. I shuffled from side to side in protest. Michele just looked over at me, stunned for a second, and then she burst out laughing. After she collected herself, she addressed me. You're so heroic. You know that, Mr. Gentleman? What, do you think that'll get me to like you more now? Michele, you don't get it. Not all guys are sex-hungry maniacs, okay? I'm not trying to be some holier-than-thou type A personality. This is just who I am. I'm treating you like people. Why is that a bad thing? For a while, she was silent. Then she smirked, letting out a soft chuckle. It isn't, Kenji. In fact, that's what I wanted to hear. Such a big man for such a young one at that. Sorry I doubted you. So what, you're just testing me or something? I guess you could say that. A lot of guys like to put on this guise of honor and respect, but don't mean a word of it. I'm happy to see that you actually do, even in the midst of a woman literally throwing herself at you. I'm sure most guys would roll their eyes and hate you for acting in such a way, but as a woman, I respect that. She stood, brushing herself off. Now then, the girls are going to go back for a trip today, and since you seem to be okay, would you like to join them? Oh, do you think that's safe? I mean, it could have been a fluke or something. Oh, come on. Come now, Kenji. Don't try to butter me up with this manly man nonsense. Just to wuss out on me now, do you want in or not? I'm sure both of the girls would love you to join them. Sure, I guess, if you're looking out for us, I mean. Of course, Kenji, I always am. She smiled at one of the warmest smiles I had seen from her, reassuring me of my decision. She dismissed me, telling me to get ready and returned to my room to rest for a bit. Before I could relax for too long, however, I heard a knock at my door. I stood and walked over, seeing Rose at the entrance. If you guys follow my Deadpool gameplay, you'll know what that is. And it's my Family Guy game. If any of you guys got the Family Guy game, and you follow WWE, you know, they're doing like a whole WrestleMania thing on there. So, anyway, let's get back to the game. Let's get back to the story. Hey. Oh, Rose, hey, are you doing okay? I'm fine. I just wanted to apologize for freaking out earlier. What? No, you had a perfectly valid reason to be worrying, Rose. I mean, the effects of the time window really don't seem to be a joke. You aren't nervous either? Michele told me that you were coming on the next trip through with us. You're not fearful of what may happen? Well, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a bit nervous. But she had a point. Nothing happened when I went through the first time, and both you and Kyo seem to have consistent results. So I guess it just doesn't affect male subjects in the same way. Or at least guys my age, maybe? Hey, you're starting to sound like Michele, overanalyzing everything. Oh, yeah, I was just talking with her about some things for a bit. Really? Like what? Oh, you know, science stuff. Like? Bodily effects from the time window? That kind of stuff? Ah, alright. That's a smart thing to talk about, I suppose. We stood there for a moment in silence before I finally spoke up. Did you want to come inside and talk for a bit before the next trip? Oh, yes, of course. I'd be delighted. I went over to my bed and sat on the side, and to my surprise, she sat next to me, rather than at the chair. She seemed to take notice of that thought through my nervous shuffle in place. Oops, I'm sorry. Am I sitting too close? What? No, you're fine. I don't mind at all. Well, good. I'm glad. She beamed yet another smile at me. I had never noticed how dazzling her smile was until I saw it a bit more close. I cleared my throat. So, anything on your mind lately? Well, there was something I wanted to bring up from our last conversation. I just wasn't sure how comfortable you would be with the subject. But since you seem to be a bit relaxed, even after that episode in the kitchen, I suppose it's fine to talk about. Yeah, go for it, shoot! Well, what are your thoughts on breasts of a larger size? Oh, that kind of question. Both looked at each other, then away, Rose fiddling with her fingers in her lap, as I thought carefully about my answer. If I'm being truthful, larger ones are nice, and if they fit a girl, they look good too. You think so? Of course. Are you ashamed of your body or something? Well, at times I wonder if they have gotten a tad too big over the years. It's embarrassing to think of myself as a scientist with these big melons. Huh? Chill out, I'm joking. They look good on you, I promise. Boobs aren't everything, Rose, so don't stress about it. Yes, I suppose, as cliched and cheesy as it may be, I suppose so. I learned back in high school that just because something's cliche, that doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad thing. Things become cliche for a reason. They get repeated so many times because it makes sense. Sometimes they're even obvious. So when I say, Rose, I think your breasts, while they may be large, look nice, I mean it. I think you would also be beautiful if you were flat as a board. Honestly, I do. While I said all of this, I had been looking down at my hands, just rambling. When I finally finished what I had to say, I looked up at Rose. Okay, from the way it's positioned, from the physics of it, I know I'm making a big thing about physics in an anime drawing, but it looks like she's laying down. I'm just saying. She was staring at me intently, a deep blush on her face. Her body was close. I could feel the heat radiating off of her. When I realized what I had said, I blinked and looked away again. You really feel that way, Kenji? I don't see how anyone couldn't, Rose. I don't see how you couldn't see yourself as beautiful. Rose, are you okay? Let's just say that intelligence doesn't always equate to beauty. Well, that's just nonsense then. I think brains are incredibly attractive in a girl. I mean, seriously, I think that it's important for most people to have some sort of intelligence. Well, you're just stating the obvious at this point, Kenji. I honestly lost track of what I was saying. You were telling me how beautiful I was. I didn't take you as a vain person, Rose. Shut up. She shoved me, which I wasn't expecting. I fell over laughing, Rose giggling next to me. I slowly got up, back up onto the bed, excuse me, onto the bed, sitting next to her. We both just sat there and laughed, enjoying each other's company. Then we became silent, just looking at each other. Rose turned on the bed, facing me. Her face that of solemn interest, I'd say even desire. She got closer to me, and I went with it. Our faces slowly getting closer until... All right, Kenji, Rose, I need both of you on the... Ah! I stumbled back onto my grandfather's intrusion, collapsing off the bed and onto the floor. Tensei, there's such a thing as knocking, you know. My apologies, but we do have some matters to attend to that are quite important. Feel free to pick this up when you get back. Tensei, please! With that, Rose charged out of the room, past Tensei, and into her own room, likely to get ready for the next trip. I slowly looked at him, a forlorn look on his face. Sorry about that. It's fine. Didn't really know where I was going with that anyways. I don't think I believe you, Kenji. And I don't think you do either. But anyway, feel free to come out to the lab anytime you're ready. And with that, he exited, leaving me to lay there in embarrassment, but also with the real sense of glee swelling inside of me. It was the first time that week that when something occurred that actually seemed to take my mind off all the things that had happened to me lately. And it felt good. Are we ready? Everyone suited up? pudding, sir. I'm prepared. Do I need to wear something, or? Considering that the time window had no effects upon your physical body, then no, I'd say you're fine. Cool, so where are we headed? We decided to have a bit of fun with this one and head to the early 1920s. Is that before or after the Great Depression? Before, silly! We get to see all kinds of cool stuff there! Alright then, let's go, I guess. And before we head to the time window, guys and gals, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode. And when we come back to the arcade, we're going to travel back to the 1920s. So with that being said, I am your friendly neighborhood WrestleGamer, and I will see you at the next warp zone. Bye, guys! Oh! Boobs in the face! Boobs in the face! We both fell to the floor, tumbling all the way down, with me landing on top. Alright.